If you want to understand the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Nikola Tesla. Before Lhasa, there was the kingdom of Guje. A king ruled there, and the capital stood deep within a vast canyon in western Tibet. As for Lhasa, hardly anyone could say anything remarkable about it at the time, except for one secret. There were no palaces yet, but there was a spring. People came to it from all directions. No one knew why its waters healed, but the water seemed to remember what it meant to be human before pain. They say that one year, near that very spring, a stone was found. Dark, smooth, as if it had come from far away. Neither coal nor meteorite. It didn't glow, but anyone who placed their hand upon it felt heat, or stillness, or clarity. Later, they built the Patala above this place. Not just a palace, but a knot between worlds. The stone remained beneath its foundation, and from that moment on, power over Tibet was no longer held by force. It was held by thought, by the one who could hear the stone that never speaks. They say it fell from the sky, but not by accident, with a message. Its path is not geographic, but vibrational. It arrives where a human being begins to awaken. To this day, scientists debate its extraterrestrial origin, a hypothesis, or knowledge reserved for the initiated. It is not from here, not by its structure, not by its weight, not by its frequency. Scientists called it a meteorite. Masters called it a message. The keepers knew this is not just a stone. Its birth is not of Earth, but its purpose is for Earth. Some legends say it came from Sirius, others from a world of fire, where thought is denser than metal, where form obeys intention. Its path isn't recorded in archives, but the map of Shambhala isn't read with the eyes. It's heard through inner listening. Those who knew never spoke of it aloud, only in silence. Because such artifacts are not stored in museums, they are stored in time, and they appear when humanity is almost ready, but still uncertain. It is a stone ambassador, a stone memory, a stone that does not explain, but attunes. If you feel its call, it is not fantasy. It is an echo, and perhaps you are one of the reasons it was sent. There is a place never marked on maps. They say that north of Kailash there are not just cliffs, but a veil. And if you look not with your eyes, but with your inner light, you will feel the silence in which the step of Rigdonjepo can be heard. The spiritual lord of humanity, who does not fight, but shifts the course of time. In tradition, immortal, present in body but outside of time. His throne is often placed not literally, but metaphysically. Still, north of Kailash is seen as the zone from which his influence radiates. No one speaks of this place. They only glance toward it. It is not a city, not a monastery, not a desert. It is silence. But in that silence lives a call. The Chintamani stone did not simply rest in the mountains. It passed through that place. It was activated, attuned, infused with the breath of one who governs not through power, but through the frequency of awakening. Those who came near did not feel fear, but clarity, not dominion, but responsibility. Because nearing the source, you can no longer avoid becoming it. It journeyed through sands and mountains, from hand to hand, from heart to heart, not as an object, but as a flame passed to the one who could hold its light. No one could bear it alone. Even the heart of a saint could not withstand its full force. The Chintamani stone was divided, not to hide it, but to preserve it. 9 fragments, 9 pulses, 9 places where the earth listens, not with ears, but with intention. One remained beneath Patala, another in the Himalayan caves. A third, they say, sank into a lake whose waters do not reflect the sun. The others scattered across the world, in deserts, in temples, in forgotten tombs, and perhaps in the heart of someone who does not even know they carry it within them. Places of power are not sacred dots on a map. They are zones where reality softens, like clay in the hands of a sage. And if you enter such a zone, you feel it. Not in words, not through logic, but through the body, the breath, the gaze turned inward. And if one of the 9 fragments suddenly answers your presence, be ready, for it will not grant your wish. It will amplify it and show you who you truly are. Your thought is a magnet, your purpose a code. Chintamani does not hear your voice, it hears your intention. It does not fulfill desires, it fulfills evolution. All that we call reality begins with thought, not the one in your mind, but the one born from silence. Before words, before I want. Chintamani is not a magical object. It is an amplifier, a tuning device. Its vibration does not create something new. It reveals what already exists within you. If you think from fear, it will amplify anxiety. If you think from the heart, it will amplify the call. Because it does not choose, it resonates. This is the stone of thought, but not someone else's, yours. As you think, so you live. As you live, so your reality sounds. And if you do not know what you truly think, look around. Everything you see is the shape of your thought. Chintamani simply makes it clearer. Sometimes painfully, sometimes radiantly. It does not give. It returns what has always been yours. You may spend your whole life searching for it, in the mountains, in monasteries, in sacred texts. But one day, if silence grows louder than thoughts, you will understand. It was never outside. Chintamani lives deep within, not in the body, not in the mind, but in that place where intention is born. And when you enter it, everything changes, not because you became powerful, but because you became transparent. Possession is no longer needed. Control loses meaning. Desires dissolve like ashes when held in a flame. Chintamani doesn't make you someone. It brings you back to who you were before the question. That is awakening, not loud, not public, but quiet, like the first light behind closed eyes. And if you have felt it, even for a moment, then you already carry one of the 9 pulses, or perhaps the 10th. So if Chintamani lives within, how do you speak to it? It is near, in that space where you become silence, where desire stops being a wish and becomes a call from the soul. And then, Chintamani responds. Sometimes you search for a sign, a symbol, a stone to confirm you are not alone. But the great things come not when you ask, not when you expect. You just sit, inside yourself, in the place where there are no words. And suddenly it appears, not as light, not as voice, not as energy, but as clarity. Simple, wordless, true. That is Chintamani, not outside, not beneath the patala, but within you. And if you recognize the resonance, then you are already connected to the stone, to Shambhala, to yourself. You don't need to do anything now. Just remain tuned, present. Everything else has already begun. Don't seek Chintamani. Become the one who can hear it.